Hi there guys, this week we're going to be doing a review on this KAIWEETS Borescope. I've been sent this to test. I was in the market for a new one because the one I've got was one which plugged into a laptop, so it was a little bit cumbersome to get around engine bays. It comes in a nice storage box. Inside the box we have instruction manual, the Borescope itself with quite a long lead. That to one side, and the only other thing in the box is a charging USB cable, which is USB A, the old-fashioned one, to USB-C, so it's got the good modern one in there. We've also got this, which I think is some extensions to go on the end, so if you drop something, say, inside a cylinder, you can pop this on the end of it and use it to grab it and pick it up. And there's several other ones on there. I would assume you maybe a couple of different lenses. Yeah, there's a different lens there by the look of it. And this is like a right-angled lens with a magnetic end on it. So that's good for picking stuff up. Let's pop these away because guaranteed they will go missing otherwise. The user manual comes in English, French, German, Spanish and Italian. It looks like it tells you everything you need to know, but we're not going to read that. We are just going to test the unit. Power button on the right hand side, up, down, OK, settings, light, and M, whatever M means. The charging port is on the side here. You've also got an SD card slot, which already has one in it, which is a 32GB SD card included. Now the main question is, does it come with any charge? Yes, it does. And I did forget to mention, it does have quite a quick boot up time. It only took a few seconds for it to become fully active. So right, the resolution is pretty good. What have we got in the settings? We've got image quality, so let's have a look at what the highest one is. It is currently set to the highest one. It records audio as well. In different languages, you can set the date, time, screen brightness. You can go through your memory, you can format the memory card, and you can reset it. Don't know what M does. Oh, it's like a playback button, I think. So right, the best thing to do then is let's take it to a couple of engines and see what we can see inside. So here's a car. I already have the injectors off it, so we can see inside to the valves. The top of the valves anyway. So we'll pop this in here and see what we can see. A little record button we shall push and it takes a picture. You can move the end round. With the little slider button you can move it up and down so you can have a look around the engine. The degree of rotation is pretty good. It almost folds back on itself. In fact, it does fold back on itself. So that is going to come in handy. So let's pop it in here and see what we can do. So I've just had a little play with it. The button on the top left is to change the camera from video to photos. You've then got the light at the bottom which you can turn on and off. And then you've got your menu buttons, OK, settings menu we've been through, and the power button. That's the button at the bottom to take photos or videos. And then you've just got your slider bar there to change the direction. So let's see what it records. So what I'll do is I'll put that video on the screen now for you to see. When I get home I can edit it and put this one off this machine onto the video. Next one, it's recording now. So we can see into that valve. You can see it's quite wet. It's quite carboned up as well. Next engine I've got is a V6 engine upstairs, which shouldn't have any plugs in it, so we can see inside to the cylinder and see what we can check on the cylinder wall and things like that to see whether we can see any scratches or any abnormalities. You see some scoring marks on the cylinder there, look. And again, you can see the honing marks. And you can see some of the valves, that valve in particular is not quite closed right. And that one should be closed because the camshaft is pointing up. So there you go, we've identified the problem on that cylinder. And I've also got this scrap shell here which has had a lot of rust in the seals and have been replaced. So let's see how bad those seals are. Right, the actual unit itself is quite lightweight. I do have a criticism about the dial. It could do with a line on it to tell you which is central. It will also aid in removing it. So let's just demonstrate on this little box of screws and nuts. As you can see, we've taken away a lot of the light, but the image is still pretty clear. Even in low light conditions, it looks okay. So overall, the unit is pretty well made. It does what it says. The light is very handy because without a light on it, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Extra features I would probably like to see on it would be a little line on there just to show you where straight is, because it doesn't tell you. And once you've moved it down, it doesn't automatically self-center. So if you're in somewhere tight and dark and you're not got very good visibility, it's going to be difficult to get that out and straight without dragging it through the camera and maybe breaking it. The unit itself is quite light and feels quite sturdy, so it would be able to take a few knocks. And that's really all I can say about it. It does what it says, so I would recommend it. I'm going to pop the price up on the screen here, and there should be a discount code as well. And also a little bit of a kickback for me. If you do buy one, please use this code as well, so I can have a little bit of profits from selling some of these. So yeah, fingers crossed, I'd recommend it. No issues so far. I will continue using it, and if I have any problems, I will put in the comments down below. But so far, so good. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.